the rest of this conversation will have spoilers for Teacup episodes 5 and 6. If you have not watched it, go watch it and then come right back to this video for more conversation. Chaske, you're getting my first question. I am fascinated by this tree and what it does to a person, what it does to his headspace, and also physically. So when you read those scripts, what were some of your, I guess, biggest burning questions for Ian that you needed answers to in order to accurately portray what it does to him?
I still don't know what the tree really is. But doing those scenes was fascinating because they, behind the scenes, they had like light things.
I have seen the light thing.
You see the light thing. So I mean, like, there's a spider falling on your out. So it's just, you're just trying to go with it. But I'm curious about the tree myself.
It's a fascinating acting challenge. I mean, it's when people talk about the tennis ball and you have to fully understand what it's going to look like in the end, but it doesn't look exactly that way on set. And it makes my head spin. Here's another thing that you might not have a very, very clear sense of or be so specific about. But what would you say is the biggest difference between how you play that character and how he carries himself pre-tree connection and post-tree connection? Because in the later episodes, he's got like a little more anger, or he's releasing more of it at least.
Yes, I think that's what it is. He's seen past the looking glass, and he's gone through an experience with the tree that the other people really haven't. He knows that he needs to do something about this. I think for him, what I liked about post-tree was that the decision to go with the other people and to create this community than try to find other people. I think it made him more aware that this is more supernatural than what he thinks is, and he needs more help than he can handle.
Again, not an easy thing to sell. Job very well done. Ian, this might be like obnoxiously specific, but it's something I started to think about, and I hope this makes sense. And also the answer could be no. Did you put much thought into, I guess, the difference between the tree, harbinger, and assassin in terms of how much of a person is left once they have latched onto someone?
No. Well, talking about people being involved in trusting, we've got Chaske in front of an LED tree and we say, just trust us. This thing is drawing you in. That's all we need. And the less you talk about it, the better. But the tree, the liquid, harbinger, assassin, it evolved as the episodes were written. I'm a writer who I don't like to know what I'm writing at the end, because then I'm bored. I try to find out as I go along, and they evolved. But I think it's actually a really good question that if we are lucky enough to do season 2, that we will get into that. The first steps or drum beats of that are Ruben post tree. He's traumatized. It's like a recovering addict. It's like someone who's been through something, I was going to say something traumatic, but he's got PTSD, and it's a very, it's a new kind of PTSD because it has to do with the alien tree.
I'm so eager to dig into mine. I am rooting for a season 2, and I like to manifest things during these interviews, so I'm glad you brought that up. This might be the question that I was most excited to ask. It's for you, Rob, because I wanted to focus particularly on episode 5, because I'm full-blown obsessed with Jackson Kelly. It's not easy to be an actor who steps into a show with an ensemble who is the main ensemble, and they're there in every single episode and just like completely steal scenes left and right and make such a big impression. And he very much did. So my first question for you about him is, what was the first moment you two either had on set or maybe in prep that made you look at him and go like, damn, you are the perfect scene partner for me with this?
Man, Action Jackson Kelly. You know what I mean? Just calling him that connected us. But we played it like when we first got on set was when we first started bonding through the material, because that's how it was written. You know what I mean? We're pretty much strangers to each other. So, Action is a method guy, Jackson is a method, I call him Action, but Jackson is a method guy too, So we pretty much say, hey, hi, good, okay, Hey, good to see you.
Yeah.
All right, you ready? You ready to work? Okay, cool. And then action. And that's when we were like, hey, okay, because, and I think it worked, and then after we kind of did a couple scenes together, then we sit on set and play a couple chess games with each other. You know what I mean? I think both of us was perfectly cast for that, for our own personal, like how we carry ourselves in the work. You know what I mean? Because I respected it and knew exactly what he was doing. And I think he knew I felt the same thing. And then when we came on set and actually worked, that was actually the first time we actually started talking to each other, was for that scene in the bar. The bar scene. That was the first time.
Yeah, that was the first time we shot.
Yeah, that was the first time. That was actually my first scene of the whole shoot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that was my first time interacting with Jackson. We didn't really communicate until we got on set to do the work.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, after our first couple scenes together, that's when we started like, hey, man, I like you. You like, yeah, I like you too. That's pretty much how it was with the action.
Most impressive. I'll ask one more question about him and open it up to both of you, Ian and Rob, because, I don't want to imply that he's new to the business. He's had a lot of experience, but with a role like this, it left me thinking like, my God, you deserve bigger, more like lead meatier roles and things. And I have a feeling he's going to get it. So for each of you, what is something about him as a collaborator that you're excited for more showrunners and actors to experience when they work with him on future projects?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to working with him again. Just sign me up. I'm there. Phenomenal talent, phenomenal guy inside and out, very connected, very rooted in the world, very committed to giving the character a real human voice. So anytime Action Jackson is on the sheet, we ready to play.
I think he's an actor's actor.
Yeah.
He takes it very, very seriously. And, a lot of actors auditioned for the part, and there were a lot of really good actors. And Jackson did something, which I don't advise everybody do this, but he did the scenes, like he's in a basement, he's bloody. He shot his own audition, and he's in a basement, and he's bloody. Like he went the extra mile, and that could backfire in so many ways. But it was the second I saw it, I was like, oh, that's our guy. That's him.
Yeah.
Because he's got such he's honest in his acting, but also he just breaks your heart every second. And that's what you need in that character.
Such a good eye for that.
Yeah.
And you said this earlier, that episode feels like the linchpin for the whole series, or season at least. Like the stuff before doesn't work as well and doesn't pay off unless you have that moment.
Yep.
Having like a little bit of a bottle episode like that is not easy to execute, and you do it very well here. I'm going to end with one kind of greedy question for you, Ian, because you've already brought up the hopes for a season 2, and I know when you go in to pitch a show, you often have a series-long roadmap. So do you have an ideal amount of seasons for Teacup that you would think would best serve the story you want to tell overall?
This one I'm going to say absolutely not.
I respect that.
I can't wait to see what happens as well, because I know some things, but there's so many things I don't know. And that's exciting.
That is exciting. It is exciting for you as a creator, and it winds up making it more exciting for us as viewers. I am going to say huge congratulations on Teacup Season 1. I want to see more, and I have high hopes that will happen because you have earned it. Congratulations, and thank you for sharing even more of your experience with us now.
Thank you so much. This is great.
To everybody out there, thank you for watching this interview. Keep an eye out for more Teacup this season, and also stay tuned. More conversation from Fantastic Fest 2024 coming your way very soon.